Okay, today we're doing 34. 34 is a water heater. I'm not gonna go because the wind's blowing outside real bad, so we can't go outside to do it. But I'm gonna show you the water heater and how it works. Now you know the water heater, and if you look over here, here's the switches for the water heater down. And you see the water heater, and there's a red light behind it. Now what that water heater light is for, I know lots of people are going to come up with all kinds of stuff. That is telling you that the water heater is on, but there is no flame. Okay? There's no flame or no gas. That's what that's telling you. And if you fire it up and it won't fire and the red light comes on, go check the gas. Is the biggest problem. You probably left the bottle off. That's what the red light's for. It's saying it's a default, right? That's what that light's for. On, off. Now the thing with the hot water tank is that it is one of the biggest consumers of propane. So, we don't do it, but a way to get around using a lot of propane is when you use it, turn it on, give it 15-20 minutes until it turns off. When it goes up and heats, the gas will be on, and when it's warmed up, it turns off. When it turns off, you got a whole tank of water. This one here is 10 gallons. Now, with that said, you have to sort of juggle your water. So what that means is that it uses a ton of propane. So what we do is in the bathroom, we got this jug. Now our hot water tank is up front. So we have to get the hot water all the way from there to there. I know I'm not saying it's right. We're just living with it. It's got to come to the shower. We'll fill this up if it's fairly cool. It'll fill right up. We use this for coffee or something else. Don't pour it down the drain. It's perfectly good water. That's what the jug's for, if you're wondering. Oh, the other thing too is if the little dog things, that's for hanging your towels on. Okay, so, and it's got electric hot water tank in it too. So there's a switch down in the bottom. Look in your manual and it'll show you the little electric switch. Now, all that does is keeps it warm. It'll heat it up, but it'll take a long, long time. All it does is enhance it. You have it on propane, turn the electric on, it'll speed it up. So, I don't know, I never timed it, but it cuts it in just about half. So, that's the water heater. Turn it on. There's not much you can do with it. There's the anroid rod. All the anroid rod does is takes out when you heat water, it sends little shock waves. Now there's two types of tanks. There's steel and suburban, and aluminum and Atwood. Atwood don't have an anroid rod. Now if you got an Atwood and it's got a rotten egg smell, chances are somebody put an anroid rod in it. And if you have a suburban and it smells like rotten eggs, the chances are it's the anroid rod. Now there's two types of anroid. There's aluminum and magnesium. I know nobody's going to tell you that, but that's the way it is. So this is the number one point. On the hot water tank, when you winterize, if you winterize, you have summer and you got winter. Okay? Now summer, you have the back of the hot water tank, right? And you got a cold and a hot. And the hose comes in here. This is hot and this is cold. Now what it does, the water comes in the bottom, the cold water, and it feeds up and it uses convection, of course, and goes up. Now on the hot water tank, there's a bypass. How the bypass works is there's a tap. Okay, so we'll put a tap in here, a tap in there. So in the summer, the tap goes this way, and this one goes this way, and this one goes this way. You're going to say, this is pretty complicated. No, it's not. In the summer, all your taps go the same way. This goes open, that one goes open, that goes closed. Just you'll figure it out. So in the winter, when you winterize it, unless you're Johnny, I got lots of money, if you don't bypass it, you will end up putting 6 gallons of antifreeze in it. Because if you don't, you could probably winterize it for almost 2 gallons. So you got your taps in there. So the winter, the taps go like this. And this one goes this way. Oh my land sakes alive. Look at that. All the taps go the same way. This is very simple. And believe me, a lot of people get this wrong. So when you look at your hot water tank, now some might be different because somebody changed the valve. So in the winter, you put them all north. And when you put them in the summer, you put them all east. Very simple program. In the summer, they all go the same way. And in the winter, they go the same way. Now, if for some reason you go in the summer and you got no hot water, the first thing you look for is right here. This valve right here. Chances are it's straight up and down. So what the water does, comes in, bypasses, and goes out. You get maybe a micro. Just remember, a happy wife is a good life. Just remember that. So if she gets in there and it gets cold in about 2 minutes, you're in trouble. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. I don't know much about it, but I'm just saying. So you make sure your taps are right. And if you're not sure, you have the first shower so that you know it's warm. Remember, in the winter, north. In the summer, east. Now, the other thing that, this is really funny. This is one of the biggest things, and if you go to RV Geeks and go to the video, the newbie stuff, the newbie mistakes, here's the newbie mistakes. This is the outside shower. You got a tap here, and a tap here, and a hose, shower head, with a button on it. Okay? Just don't push the button in, and you won't have a problem. So that the shower head always flows, and you won't have a problem. What happens is you close this button, and these taps are open, and it'll bypass the water. Not all of it, but a lot of it. And it'll give you the same problem, and you will spend millions of dollars to figure it out. So, when you use this shower, because these are the ones that you turn all the time, you make sure they're shut. And make sure, positively sure they're shut, because remember, these ones are the pain in the ass ones. One turns right, one turns left on some brands. On some brands, they turn the same way, but most turn the opposite. And that's why you always leave one on. And so when you use the hot water, it comes in the hot and comes out the cold, right through the head and out. And it does, believe me. Go to the RV Geeks, they did a video on it, the newbie mistakes, and you'll see. So that's kind of a cool picture. Maybe we have to frame that one. That's a good one. Anyway, this is our television, you know, so I use this racing whiteout on it. I'm hoping that I scratch it and I get a new one, but, you know, that's not going to happen. But anyway, so let's get rid of this one because it will confuse you. Outside shower, tap shut, button on, open. Okay? Outside shower, taps off, button open. Winter, taps north. In the summer, taps to the east or the west. You can't get them to the south. They only go a quarter. So east for the summer, north for the winter. I hope that helps you out. If you got any questions, leave us a comment. And I hope you don't get a cold shower, is all I'm saying. Because everybody does, eventually. Later.